Welcome, everybody, to another exciting edition of Cartoons Etc. with myself, Joe Dan Gorman, myself and Joe Dan Gorman. We don't have a lot of videos this time, but we do have a few cartoons. I'm going to show a few cartoons from the Hillsdale speech just to kind of show you what I showed them and some of the ones that got the big laughs. What we're going to talk about today is signal versus noise, because we have a lot of division among MAGA and the Republicans. It seems like there's some infighting going on, different fractions, and we need to keep our eye on the ball. And for some reason, that's not happening. There's this bickering going on in this poll, which serves to benefit the Democrats for the midterms. And I hope they knock it off. We need to figure out where we all agree and move forward against the Democrats. Well, Joe Dan has a great cold open as usual, and we're going to play that while you get your comments and your stuff ready in the chat. We'll be hitting the chat. If you have any ideas or any kind of special topic that you want to talk about, put it in the chat. I'll try to read it. Anyway, in the meantime, enjoy this great cold open.
I think we all were in a place of despair, leaving the White House in 2021. You know, when we got on the plane to fly down to Palm Beach for the last time, we got on Air Force One for the last time of that term, it was very somber. I mean, it was an incredibly tough time for all of us. And I think it was an incredibly tough time for him. But what's amazing is that we flew down to Palm Beach. No one really had a lot to say. He told all of us that he wanted to have dinner that night, and none of us really knew how that would go. And the first thing he did before he even sat down at the dinner table is he looked around at all of us and he goes, "Well, kids, I got to do it again." And I said, "Oh my God, this has been one of the craziest past couple months." You know, you had all the nonsense with January 6th, people insinuating we're these horrible monsters, the torture after the election in 2020 that we all had to endure as a country, like all of it. And he went through all of it and left Washington, D.C., and hours later knew he was going to do it again.
The city would have to exercise the only revenue lever fully within our own control. We would have to raise property taxes.
After unveiling his $127 billion budget proposal, giving Albany an ultimatum: either approve tax increases on the rich and the corporations, or Mondami will raise property taxes by nearly 10%.
Let me tell you how it will be. There's one for you, 19 for me. I am the tax man. I am the tax man. Tax man.
Because, I mean, free speech is a pure bullshit if nobody knows how you are guided through this so-called free speech, especially when it's to be guided from one hated speech to another hated speech.
I just want to blend in as a woman. That's all I want to do. I do a pretty good job of it.
No, you don't look like a woman at all.
Besides my chin, if I hide my chin, yes, I do.
You gotta You gotta do more than that.
Well, that's your opinion.
No, Stevie Wonder can see that you're not a woman.
Well, I've sold hundreds of dollars of feet photos to men who thought I was a woman, so.
We have new information now also on the plane crash. KTVU has just learned the names of the 4 pilots who were on board the flight. They are Captain Sum Ting Wong, Wee Tu Lo, Ho Lee Fook, and Bang Ding Ao. The NTSB has confirmed these are the names of the pilots on board Flight 214 when it crashed.
Been outspoken about politics. How are you feeling about Trump?
Well, first of all, it's President Trump,
Yes.
and I don't care what anybody thinks about it because he was duly elected by the Electoral
okay. How do you
College.
feel about President Trump?
Well, it's just the way it is. You respect the presidency, whether you like the man in the job or lady in the job, and it's about time or not. But you will have a chance to vote the next time the election cycle is here.
Yeah.
And the wisdom of the founding fathers was there's a curtain, see, and you vote your conscience privately because it's nobody's damn business what you believe and who you want to vote for.
Yeah.
Welcome back. That was a great cold open. I'm going to bring in my friend, Branco Gorman from over at the Intellectual Frog Legs, who has a new video coming out very shortly. He's working on the finishing touches. So welcome, my friend, Branco Gorman.
What's up, man? What's up, guys? How's everybody doing?
I'm doing good. How's everybody in the chat? Kay Zinni, Nana
Did I hear
Vicky.
you introduce yourself as me?
What's that?
Did you introduce yourself as me?
I did.
Anyway, it was weird. No big deal.
Well, hey, I do envy your position, with the heart attack and all that. And,
yeah, I didn't get to go speak at Hillsdale.
yeah, that was fun. It was scary but fun because I never done anything like that before. I've never given speeches. I've never given presentations, and speaking isn't my forte. But it came off pretty good, and the video of it will be out probably in a week or so, and everybody will get to see it. You can go to Hillsdale and watch it. Last week I dropped the link to it, but.
And you're updating your website too, so the website will be a little different.
Oh, I've got my website had to be updated because it was out of date and out of sync with the new WordPress that they use. So they had to reconstruct it a little bit. But you can go to comicallyincorrect.com and check it out. It's a little bit different, but it's pretty much the same. You can see the cartoons and they've taken some things down, some old posts off to the side, off to the right, that didn't need to be there anymore. But anyway, welcome everybody. It's good to see you in the chat.
Yeah, we got those Fancy and Nunya and all those. I lost my page here. I lost it. Got too many windows.
South Carolina girl, of course. She was an early bird today. And some regulars and a couple of new people. Awesome. So,
that cold open, that guy in the bathroom cracked me up. The handicap stall.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might have to play that again before it's over because that's so funny. And if you're not paying attention, it was kind of buried in between all those clips.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make sure everybody sees that.
So we're going to go on to show what cartoons I have for this week, which I don't have that many. Different things have been happening, so I haven't been able to put out that many. But what do you think about the division among the Republicans in the MAGA and the signal versus noise that we're hearing?
Yeah,
it seems to be interfering with where we want to go.
There's a lot of diehard Trump supporters, but they are just viciously attacking each other. I mean, you don't have to like each other. You don't have to agree with each other.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just getting so nasty out there. And we got to focus. And there's rumors. There's a lot of bots that are being triggered. right now, and the whole purpose is to divide MAGA.
Yep.
And because they want us weak by this fall, but that ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. But yeah, I mean, I don't even want to name names, but some of these guys are just so nasty and vicious. And one name I know was that Emerald Robinson, man. I don't know what she apparently she had to go back and she deleted all of her ex-posts of 2024 because they were just so nasty about we're going to lose, Trump's going to lose. She is the most negative person. And the thing is,
Trump's going to lose.
She said she was predicting that in 2024.
Yeah.
The whole time, she works over there for Lindell on that Lindell TV. And I used to, she's done some really good work.
Yeah.
But my gosh, you don't have to frame everything like doom and gloom.
Yeah.
But she's just one of them. And then you have the worst thing that happened to X is the paid influencers. The paid and the hatred, the level of hatred is skyrocketed. You've got the battle of the paid influencers. You have Megyn Kelly going after Chris Cuomo, and they're like sucking up so much oxygen, and you try to avoid it, but you got all these idiots sharing it. It's but no, you can't.
It's not for lack of information. They have a lot to talk about, a lot of positive things to talk about. They got the border closed, crime is down, 50,000 stock market level. They have inflation is down, drug deaths are way down. There's so many positive things. Money's flowing in from the tariffs. There's so many positive things.
Well,
talk about those instead of bashing on each other. Talk about the positive things, but
it's so much easier to complain. It's easier to see, because people tend to gravitate towards that stuff.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But you know what? I'm old enough where I can say, and I'm going to be 65 this year.
Yeah.
How about that? Anyway, but in my entire life, I've never had a president up there that I actually trusted.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't agree. That doesn't mean I agree with everything.
Yeah.
That means that this dude is kicking so much ass, and his version of America, maybe it's slightly different than what mine is. I don't know. Not so far so good, but whatever he does is going to be better than this crap we've had and the crap we've got. I mean, we've never had anybody up there doing it. Like you pointed out, the economics. We're at the beginning of an economic explosion. I mean, right now the thrusters are firing.
Oh yeah.
And when he gets his new Fed chair in there, and it's going to be crazy. We were talking about how Scott Bessent was predicted a possible 7 to 8% GDP. Trump's predicting a 15.
Wow! Oh my goodness!
Trump predicted a 15% GDP.
Yeah. What are the Democrats going to say? They're still bashing, even though all the things are positive, all the lines are positive. Prices are starting to come down. Gas prices have come way down, and they're still. Now I've got South Carolina girl asked. She said. She says, show some Rush Limbaugh ones. Those are great. And then it was Rush Limbaugh's birthday yesterday. So I did put in the file some Rush Limbaugh cartoons to show. So, but first I'm going to start with these. These are the ones this week. Now first thing I'm going to do is show one that we did last week. This was because the Epstein files is still in play right now. A lot of stuff going on with that. You don't even know what to make of it, because just because somebody's in the Epstein files doesn't necessarily mean they had anything to do with the
Janis Joplin was in it, Elvis Presley, and Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher was a wild chick, I understand.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that some of these people that have passed away a long time ago, their names might be in the Epstein files because they might have been mentioned.
it's like Elvis Presley was in there because somebody mentioned it.
Yeah.
You know, they were listening. They might say, "Hey, let's listen to some Elvis Presley." Anytime their name was mentioned and there was a record of it, they included that in the list.
Yep. So we'll move on to the next cartoon. That was a Swamp Monsters cartoon. We'll move on to because this idiot was in the news a lot last week, and so I came up with this one to try to demonstrate that his right, he figures his right of as a journalist trumps freedom of religion. He can destroy freedom of religion by being a journalist. Well, that's not true, and I hope he gets some kind of penalty for it. You can't walk into a church.
He's going to.
Yeah.
And then he's out there portraying himself as the new civil rights icon, Martin Luther Queen.
Martin Luther Queen. Oh my goodness.
There you go.
That sounded homophobic to me, but we'll
well, you got to be patient with me. I was born in the 1900s.
Yeah, for sure. Let's move on to the next one before Joe Dan gets more trouble.
I stayed up all night to see where the sun went, and then it dawned on me. Anyway,
that was kind of bad, but
yeah,
we promised bad jokes.
Shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Anyway.
We promised bad jokes, but there's nobody that tells a good bad joke better than Joe Dan Gorman.
That's true. That is so true. You know, did you hear that? Oh, that's a good cartoon.
Yeah, this is the one. This is alphanews.org. I do a cartoon every week for them, and it always has to do with something to do with Minnesota, which transfers across the nation as a national issue also.
Well, that Keith Ellison was testifying before Congress the other day and smirking.
Oh yeah.
What a piece of crap he is.
He said, well, what can you do about it? What do you think you're going to do about it? Like, yeah, you can't touch me is basically what he said.
That's it. You can't touch me.
Yeah. And he smirked the whole time. They were calling him out on all this fraud. And what is people saying here? Joe Dan is tarded. That's South Carolina girl. Oh, Joe Dan is tarded.
I remember when she used to love me.
Yeah.
Things went crazy.
Do I have another cartoon here? I got another one, I think.
You got another one.
There we go. And this was yesterday's because I didn't have a cartoon today because I was trying to get some things ready. And what I'm trying to do lately is I'm trying to get some sleep because I don't want my health to fail. I had a couple of small health issues a few weeks ago, probably a lot of flying and stress and all that. So what I'm trying to do is get to bed early and not worry so much about pumping out 17 cartoons a week. And this is the one I came up with for the midterm ballot to try to simplify what's at stake. And
it's so simple. And you know what? I'm telling you, when it comes to this fall, Trump, did you see what was like 3 days ago? He says, we are going to have voter ID with or without Congress's help.
Amen.
That's terrible news for the Democrats.
It is. There's only one reason you don't want voter ID, and they make up all this stuff. Well, women won't be able to vote. Oh, come on.
We're not going to federalize our elections.
Yeah.
And
first
you
it was
married
black
women, you can't vote because you changed your last name.
They tried that with the black people, and every black person I've ever known has an ID.
Yeah, and now they're trying to say, well, who's going to be able to take their birth certificate to vote?
I'm gonna email Larry Elder and ask him. He says, "How are you going to vote this year without an ID?"
Yeah, but he also said no more of these mass mail-in ballots.
Yep.
Said they're still going to be legal, but you have to ask for them, and you have to either you got to be traveling or sick. There has to be a valid reason.
Right.
You don't just hand them out like candy.
No, and you know, I got my brother-in-law, who is a big liberal. I got his ballot in my mail because he was staying with us for a little while, and he needed an address. And they sent us his ballot. So I called him up and I said, "Your ballot's here, but don't worry, I'll fill it out for you and send it in." He said, "You better not."
Yeah, and nobody knows how you're going to vote, do they?
No, nobody has a clue. I have one more cartoon, but this is a sneak peek, and I'll get this over with. I can't even remember what it's about. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. This is all about the voting, the SAVE Act, and all that. I think here it is. This is coming out tomorrow, so be sure to share it.
Oh, that's so a sneak peek.
The sneak peek. This is
the
tomorrow's
dog.
cartoon.
I voted. I voted.
Let me pull it big so you can take a snapshot.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, they said now that it's basically inevitable that they're going to have voter ID. The Democrats are trying they're trying to pass legislation so death certificates can be used as voter ID.
Yeah, for sure. So did everybody get their camera out and take a picture? All right. So anyway, we'll end this. Where we go? Okay, right here. All right. So let's get back in the frame there, Joe Dan.
What's up, man?
What's up? Here we are. Let's say hi to everybody. We got Lotus 8 coming in. We got Nana Vicky. Few others.
You know, I don't know how many people actually open those spam text messages, but they got a new tactic now, and it says, "Would you rather the GOP just not text you?" Don't respond to that.
No.
Yeah, stop responding. All they want to know if there's a body at the end of that number. Any type of reaction, and you are going to generate more and more spam.
I hit every one of them. I hit spam on them, every one. And I made the mistake of donating. Anyway. I made the mistake of donating to the Republican Party through that one app. Read something.
Yeah.
And since then,
with red or something.
Yeah, and ever since then, they've just hijacked my message on my iPhone. So, you got some videos, Joe Dan. You got some videos.
We got some. There's one. Let's get this kind of creepy one out of the way.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, with all these trannies, man. We look at them. We've had 2 in the last week.
Yeah.
One in Canada, and then you had one over there. Was it Rhode Island?
Yeah.
That dude looked like, he almost looked like a muscle-bound Sammy Hagar crossed with a gorilla.
I thought with the same thing. I thought the same thing. Sammy Hagar. He looked more like Sammy Hagar than Sammy Hagar.
I got a picture of this guy. Hold on just a minute. Before we play that video. I mean, this is some sick stuff. If you can't look at this guy and know that there's something bad wrong with him.
Yeah.
Open this up, man. You'll probably go full screen or small pictures in there.
I need to get some more.
This son of a bitch should have been in jail.
Yeah.
For walking out in public like this. Look at that.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Look.
Oh man, my eyes. You got to warn me before you put stuff like that up there.
What the hell? And so this lunatic shot his own kid, shot his ex-wife.
A few other people.
And I'm telling you, I don't understand how he would still walk around in public at a hockey game, a kid's hockey that game.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough of that. Get that hideous mess off there.
No kidding.
But then, but these people are the modern day Frankenstein monsters.
Yeah.
They are entirely created in the medical labs, basically. Oh, we're going to give you this stuff. We're going to cut this off. We're going to add this to you. Frankenstein.
South Carolina.
Frankenstein stuff.
South Carolina said, "I bleach, I bleach." You ready for the video?
Yeah.
Right,
it's creepy as hell.
Go out, buy a gun.
It's okay to be angry.
Get out of my face now!
If you try to stop me from going into a woman's bathroom,
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
be the last mistake you ever make.
It is ma'am.
Find that anger.
Just because. Hey!
Harness it to do good in the world. This anger.
Done, man. We can just make a fucking batch and say that some of us fucking well.
Anger is probably my primary source of motivation.
You want to call me sir again? The thing is, you don't have to leave. You'll lose your bed.
For everything that I do.
Cut that out now, or you'll go home in an ambulance.
I'll fuck you up.
It was a call to action or a call to arms.
It's not! Sorry, man. Don't be afraid to show your anger.
Oh my.
Yeah, they need.
Yeah.
That right there is the case for insane asylums. Right
what about
there.
there's about 15 school shootings now, so they're not too afraid to show their anger. They're going to kill a bunch of kids. Doesn't
I've never seen one that wasn't angry.
No. Well, you get shot up with all those hormones and anti-male hormones if you're a male, and then your estrogen goes up, your testosterone goes down. It screws with your head. They've already said that. They've already talked about that. Hormones play a big part of your mental attitude, and I think people are getting killed. They want to talk about the guns, but they don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, so, well, but see that, and while this is so sad, it's funny because this is the last line of defense that the Democrats have. This is their final infantry unit, the battalion of crazy white liberal women.
Yeah. Well, Kay Zenny said Silence of the Lambs. And I guess the people that created Silence of the Lambs, where they had that transgender killer, they're regretting making that movie, or regretting that character for that movie, because they think it's put a bad light on transgenders.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I think transgenders are putting a bad light on themselves. So,
yeah. But the thing about it, and the fact that they're representing out there on the streets, representing the Democrat point of view.
Yeah,
they might not be the most lethal fighting force, but they are the most annoying.
Make it stop. Make it stop.
They're out there chanting and banging pots and pans, blowing whistles.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, for
if
sure.
one of those human kazoos get around me, they're gonna be the recipient of a very awkward X-ray. Get that out of my. Can you get that whistle out of my butt, please?
They're gonna be blowing out of a different hole.
Yeah. Hey.
You see what is Fancy saying here? So true, Tony and Joe Dan. We have to be eternally grateful for all what Trump is doing, from closing the borders to ending the global warming scam. Absolutely, that's another thing that he's done. Shed some light on that.
He is, and you know what? We're crushing the Europeans, crushing them. And Canada, did you see? They came out and said, "Oh, we're not a Christian society. We're a mosaic of cultures."
Yeah.
And their mosaic of cultures has over 7% inflation too.
Mm-hmm.
How about that mosaic?
Yeah. we saw your mosaic end up at a school shooting recently and at an ice hockey ring. So
yeah. And then over there in Europe, man, they just watching them. I mean, they're nuts. I mean, they are nuts. They want power and they hate Trump so bad. But they ain't got no money. Trump has ended that. He's ended it.
Well, they're trying to get in good gracious with China. They're our adversary. They're the world's adversary. What they want.
Yeah, but when you can make proclamations like our country's not Christian, you know what? You don't have a lot of scruples. You're good if you're not motivated by the good. You'll be motivated by anything.
Right. None Your Business said, my wife had no problem getting a license with her new last name after we got married. Most people don't. My wife didn't either. And, she votes.
It's
what an
horseshit.
excuse.
It's
What a piss poor
horseshit,
excuse. So anyway, you got another video. Let's do another video and then I'll show some older questions.
You want some, should we do something a little darker? No, there's nothing darker.
And that was pretty dark.
We hit the Frankenstein thing, and I thought somebody said, with all due respect to Frankenstein.
Yeah, he was gentle.
Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, one of the people, and she's just become more of a nut lately. Only reason, but is that Candace Owens?
Oh, geez. Yeah.
She has got. Anyway, I don't even want to get into her craziness.
Nah, we got to.
But I do have this. She has a problem pronouncing words, and this guy did a video, and it's kind of funny. She really, and it's what as much as she speaks and is as well spoken as she is. This is like the second installment of her just wild mispronunciations.
Yeah.
She does it a lot.
Now, I'm no one to talk because I mispronunciate all kinds of words when I'm doing this show.
Yeah, I never mispronunciate anything.
Well, you've got an excuse. You got that Southern accent that.
Yeah. I pronounced it right. You just didn't understand it. Shut up. Go away.
You ready for this, Dilly?
Yeah.
I am so sorry about the incident last week with all the mispronunciations. We have taken all the hard words out of the script for you, so this should be easy. Let's go through one.
It wasn't because people were just trying to delegitimize him.
Ooh,
it was
that should not have been in the script. It's delegitimized. That's on us. We should not have. It's a hard word. It's a big word. It's a big word. We'll move on.
You, in this moment, have a retired Green Beret.
Yes, sorry. Also probably on us. It's beret, not beret. Silent T. French, I believe.
We also learned that last night a bomb squad and agents from the Bureau of Alcohol and Tobacco.
Bureau.
What is the Bureau doing? What had
Bureau? Yeah. So like Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Were you brought into an FBI bureau?
Can't see, you did it again. It's Bureau, not Burrow. Burrow is like a hole, like to make a hole.
Who's a former Bureau of Prisons chief?
Candace.
Because there is a bureau that has been.
Listen to what I'm saying. Bureau, not like churro, which seems to be what your brain is made up of. Just churro.
Anyway. We got
she did open herself up to that. So
well, it's a shame you got people how certain people can change.
Well, you can look at her.
She's not the only one.
No, but you can look at her and say, okay, I agree with her about 70% or 80% maybe of everything, but then she goes off a rocker on a few other things that kind of go, and that kind of delegitimizes what she says, and that affects all of us on the right.
Well, that's how, and then we have a lot of that. We have a lot of people reaching conclusions before the dust settles.
Yeah.
And like, for example, that Steve Bannon thing.
Yeah.
That is awful.
Yeah.
We came out, you and I were talking about that. We both condemned, and his response, well, I'm doing a movie. It'll be out sometime this year. Was weak, but you know what? You got. And you look at the emails and the texts; they're horrible.
Yeah,
they're horrible.
Well, some would argue that he was doing all that in effort to get inside of his good graces to be able to record and make a movie about it. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. We'll see. I like to see the video when it comes out.
Well, the thing about it, the only thing I will point out is this midterm is so important,
Mm-hmm.
and just pause on the back and forth communications for now.
Yeah.
What he did, and whether he went to prison for 4 months just to build his own brand, which a lot of people are saying, or whether it was to help MAGA, the point is the dude will sacrifice for a victory.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that he's smart. I mean, he's like,
oh yeah,
he's crazy smart. So I'm just saying, I mean, it's those communications were the most despicable thing ever. But to think that he did not, he's so smart. How did he not see this coming? Let's just see. I mean, and then there's the other factor that I learned was, they released 2 hours of that video of his interview with Epstein, and I found out, there's 50 hours, 50, and they're saying that it was not necessarily set up. Of course, this is you don't know what's true right now,
right?
But you can't rule anything out. But they're saying it was the reason Epstein agreed to 50 hours was not for an interview, but it was more like media training.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
because Bannon was there to help him improve his reputation, and but anyway, but that video that he's going to be releasing it in a few months or whenever, and the name of it's Monster.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna tell you, there is no matter what you think of Steve Bannon, when he releases a video about him and Epstein called Monster, people gonna watch it.
Yep.
People gonna watch, and I think, I mean, they said he's setting it up for a midterm hit. So anyway, there's just. But having said that, those communications are horrible. I mean, he's absolutely betraying Trump if that's not the case. So
we'll see how that all tailors out towards the end.
I'm not planting the flag on either side of that thing yet. But you got people who have already decided.
Yeah,
they're going after it, and it's bad. I mean, the optics are horrible.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get to. I'm going to go to some older cartoons, and then we'll get into a couple of Rush Limbaugh cartoons. And these cartoons here mostly are what I showed at the Hillsdale presentation, and these particular ones got huge laughs, brought down the house. Of course, my speaking didn't bring down the house, but my cartoons did. So this was one that. I can't remember what I said about it. I said that the farmers didn't like it much either. And we need to cut out unnecessary flatulence.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we had that one. That one did really well. Of course, this one did really well.
Oh, my God. That's an old one there.
Yeah, I talked about Obama's energy policy and how it screwed us at the pumps.
2011.
Yeah, 2011. Yeah, I signed him differently then. But and then we had this one.
I remember that. Yeah, that was before Elon got involved.
Yeah, it is. I said that Trump found a way to fly above the media to get his message out, and then I showed this. So it just was fit perfectly with what I said.
Oh, that's perfect. So these are the ones you showed at Hillsdale.
These are some of the ones I showed at Hillsdale. And then the next one, I said, before I showed it, I said, sometimes, I can't take credit for all the cartoons I do, but sometimes these things just draw themselves.
So, that's perfect.
Yeah.
You ain't black. That's a really good one.
And then, okay, now we're getting into some Rush. I did this one, I think the day after Rush passed away.
Yeah, I remember it was 1989. It's how vividly I remember the first time I heard Rush on the radio. I was in Nashville, cruising down Interstate 24, my 280ZX, and had the T-tops off, and I was listening. And I heard this guy come on. I'm like, what the hell? I never heard anybody make sense like that.
Right.
So I actually had to pull over. I
But
pulled over. Yeah, it was like, wow, just listened.
Let me ask you a question. Did he convince you of anything, or was he mirroring what you were actually thinking?
Oh yeah, he didn't. He just kind of let me know I wasn't alone.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And I think that was his appeal to a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, we never heard our point of view in the media. You know, I mean, the last thing was when Reagan was running, and the liberals were like, oh, he's, you know, blah, 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 blah. You know, he said peace through strength. And even back then, when I was like 19 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that makes sense. I mean, I was a dumbass too. I mean, I wasn't a smart 19-year-old. I was like drunk and high.
Yeah.
And well, that makes sense. But you know, I've been a conservative all my life, just naturally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know what I was when I was like 19, 18, 20. I didn't really know. I know my dad was very conservative, but when I in 89, when Rush came out, when I first heard him, I was on the road and I was working with my business that I had, a graphics t-shirt business, and I was out there making sales calls and that, and I would turn him on, and all I heard was nothing bad. Everything I heard about Rush Limbaugh was bad from different people. But then I didn't listen to him. And then I turned him on one time when I was driving, and I went, what the heck are these people talking about? This guy is saying exactly what I think.
So what year was it that you found him?
I think it was right around 89, 90.
Yeah, because he was not available on a national level until 89.
Yeah, that's when I probably heard him, because I remember driving. I was driving. I think I was somewhere in Oregon, Northern California, Oregon area, and I was driving along. It was late at night, and it was a repeat, probably broadcast, and he just came on the radio. I didn't know who it was before, when I first turned him on. I didn't know who it was, and but the guy, whoever he was making a lot of sense. And I said, well, God, this guy sounds a lot like my dad. He sounds a lot like what I believe and all the stuff. And then all of a sudden
he was funny. He was funny.
And he had satirized things. And then all of a sudden they said, this is Rush Limbaugh. And I go, what? This guy was supposed to be somebody I didn't want to listen to from what people said, you know. So man, I've been a fan ever since.
And he broke the mold, and you know, it's sad that they have Clay and Buck have taken over for Rush.
Yeah.
So, are you kidding me? I mean,
yeah. The thing is that a lot of people have taken over for Rush, not just Clay and Buck. It's been, I mean, you've got so many of them out there now that you can, you know, that pretty much mirror what Rush Limbaugh is saying these days. So. And this was another one that I came out with to commemorate or run a tribute towards Rush. Much like the Charlie Kirk one I did, only a little bit different.
Well, I see Lotus says they've been a conservative since 6th grade. You got me beat, man.
Yeah, you got me beat too. Yeah. I didn't know what I was. So
yeah, and it wasn't that I immediately identified myself as a conservative or anything, but I just Reagan was the first politician that said what I liked, the little bit I heard, and which was the peace through strength. I'm like, I like that.
He was the first politician I think I voted for. I don't think I voted until Reagan, and then I've been voting ever since.
I voted a year before Reagan. I was actually a registered Democrat. Yeah, when I was 18, my uncle said, I want you to go down there and register Democrat so you can vote for John Y. Brown for governor. Because back then, you know, my uncle, he was giving the both everybody money, Republicans and Democrats.
Yeah,
he wanted to
keep him off his
back. Yeah, he had them under control.
He had to keep him off his back.
So I was a Democrat. I was a Democrat. Yeah, I
Well,
sure was for nearly 10 months.
We forgive you.
Yeah.
What do we got here? We got another one here. Oh, this is another one I showed at the Hillsdale thing.
And that was 2012?
Yeah, I got the biggest laugh of all almost every one of my cartoons that were meant to be laughed at. I got huge laughs and applauses, but this one probably was the best one that I as far as laugh and applause and all that response. That's the word I'm looking for. A few feathers short of a headdress. And I got another one. Let me see.
Another one. Uh-oh.
Another one. Here we go. And then I ended with this one.
Oh,
this is what I ended with.
You know what? And I think he would have been really. I can't stand seeing the attacks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just don't like it. But that the Super Bowl thing was, I think he would have greatly appreciated that, how they stood in the gap and gave America an alternative that had Christianity and America in the halftime.
Yeah. And here I got the Clintons have been in the news a lot lately, so I thought I'd pull this one back from the archives.
I have a couple of clips from her.
Yes, do you?
I have one of her at when she was over there in Munich, and that Polish guy just burn her up, and she's so mad. I mean, you can tell she is unhinged at how angry. She's got Trump derangement. Stage 15.
Oh man, yeah. You have it right here. Is it up?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact,
let me pull this down. I think we're done with the older cartoons, so I will remove that, and then we'll play the video. Yeah, I like this one.
Well, first, I think you really don't like him.
You know, that is absolutely true. But I really, not only do I not like him, I don't like him because of what he's doing to the United States and the world. And I think you should take a hard look at it if you think that there is something good that will come out of it.
What I think Trump is doing in America, I think it is reaction for something for some policies that really went too far from the regular people, too far from reality. So, you know, we saw the cancel culture. We saw the woke revolution. I don't agree with the gender revolution, the climate alarmism.
Which gender? Women having their rights?
Let
Peter go on.
I think there are two genders. So, but some of
us
think that there is more than one or more than two gender. I think there is male and female, and the rest probably is a social construct. So this is something that went too far.
But does that justify selling out the people of Ukraine who are on the front lines dying to save their freedom and their two genders?
What the hell did that have to do with the prostitute?
Yeah, let's change the subject because I'm uncomfortable with this.
Squirrel over there. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's gone, man.
That's what you're worried about?
Can I please finish my points? I'm sorry that it makes you nervous. I'm really sorry for that.
It makes me nervous. It makes me
She is psycho, man.
Oh yeah. But you know, she didn't he could have went on about the border. He could have went on about drug deaths. He could have went on about everything that Biden did to this country for the last 4 years.
All he had to do was drive by the America First agenda, and she started just spazzing out, man, getting so triggered. What's that have to do with Ukrainian women? Riding horses.
Yeah, she was
to the market.
She could not let him keep talking because she knew he was making some good points, and that's what liberals do. They always try to talk.
And you know what? We might as well follow that up with this other clip where it explains everything. She does not like Christians.
Mm-mm.
She does not like white Christian men really piss her off.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
We haven't gotten to the more perfect union, and we fought a civil war over part of it. And people have been protesting, for hundreds of years that, things were not as they should be, given our ideals and how we should be moving toward them. So I think that's what makes us so special as a country. And the idea that you could turn the clock back and try to recreate a world that never was, dominated by, let's say it, white men of a certain persuasion, a certain religion, a certain point of view, a certain ideology, is just doing such damage to what we should be aiming for. And we were on the path toward that. I mean, imperfectly, lots of, bumps along the way, but I agree with you, we were on the right trajectory.
Let me.
They were on a trajectory that, if they hadn't gotten so greedy and just immediately when Obama got in there and he basically hit the gas pedal to the floor on all this woke stuff and racist stuff. But if he had come in and rammed Obamacare down, that's a great shirt, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I know where you can get some.
But no, if they had to ram that health care down, the American people were just sleepwalking.
Mm-hmm.
That was like a wake-up call. But anyway.
It was my wake-up call. He's the reason that I do cartoons. I have to give credit to all credit goes to Obama. Why I even started drawing cartoons. If he hadn't been president, I'd probably still be working in a sawmill. I don't know.
So that your job was when he created or saved, or created and saved. Remember when they would say the bullshit was so thick? Today, the White House reports they have created or saved 1,000 jobs.
Yeah.
What? And that's when your toilets, your economy's going in the toilet, and your job market's going in the toilet. Well, we saved some jobs.
Yeah.
And hand to God, do you remember when they said that? Do you remember when they were saying
arbitrary? Yeah, I remember some arbitrary number they just pull out of their rear end and say this is how many jobs we saved, but they had no way of proving it.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't have it. I'm out of work, but I'm glad they saved some jobs.
Yeah, we have we've lost millions of jobs, but you have no idea how many jobs we saved.
Man, I'm telling you, that's when the bullshit started getting so thick.
Oh man!
Everything, and then they had their deal with the cash for clunkers. That's another winner.
Yeah, yeah.
And then remember, Biden was in charge of the summer of recovery. The summer of recovery.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Salty girl. She says, "Hey Tony and Joe Dan and everybody, it is so nice to catch the show. I missed this show and the chat. Well, good to have you back, Salty girl.
Yeah, it's about time.
Yeah, you bring a note.
So
you got another video up there, I see.
Oh yeah, I do have another video up here. But first, Trump, are you speak of the poop in the Potomac? The poop in the Potomac. I don't really have a whole lot on that shit, but then Trump says he's going to clean it up, but apparently it's the Maryland, that Maryland governor, like, is such a big liar. Apparently he's lied about everything.
Yeah.
No, Trump's making them clean their mess up, but that's what, look, the Democrats, they let crap, sewage pour out up there in Maryland, in that area, in the Potomac. Yeah. Just like Gavin Newsom was allowing Mexico to dump their sewage just south of San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care.
They don't.
We're for the environment.
All they care about is wordsmithing to make it look like it's the Republicans' fault or Trump's fault. And everything goes right to the doorstep. Then they figure out a way to blame the right or the conservatives on whatever's on their doorstep. But they never fix anything. And Trump is a fixer. He's a guy that solves problems. That's what he's always been about. And to have somebody like that in government is just so refreshing. But you got another video.
This is that Hollywood nut John Leguizamo or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
and he comes out and tells us what we're allowed to eat. And so it was kind of long. So after a little bit of the video, I sped it up a little bit, and then on the end, I sped it up even more, so we wouldn't have to listen to too much of it.
Yeah, get Caroline Levitt ready. She had after this. Caroline Levitt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll play this one.
Should be a rule that if you don't like a certain ethnic group or race, that you can't eat their food or use their inventions that they give in the world. So if you don't like Latin people and you don't like us speaking Spanish and you don't like us being here, then you can't eat our chocolate because we gave you that. You can't eat our vanilla, get off it. You can't have our tomato sauces or ketchup because we brought the world tomato and tomato sauces. You can't have anything spicy or hot because we gave the world chilies. Get your hands off of it. But you can't eat corn or popcorn because we gave you that. You can't eat our squashes, no zucchini, nothing because that's ours. No beans. Oh, we gave the world all the beans. That's right. I know it's a little gaseous, but get over it. You know you like them. And we gave you avocado, no more guacamole, no more potatoes, no more potato vodka, no more potato gnocchis or pierogies. That's right, because we gave you French fries. Potatoes are ours. Okay, no more tapioca teas because tapioca is ours. You can't touch any of our stuff, and you can't use our color TVs. You can't do Duolingo. You can't use ChatGPT. No, we didn't do that. Oops, strike that, motherfuckers. That you can't eat their food or use their inventions that they give in the world.
I'm glad to know that these Latinos invented potatoes and tomatoes and ketchup. Yeah, okay. But you know the thing about that? I say, okay, mijo, you got a deal. But here's how it's going to work. We'll stop eating the tacos and burritos. You got to start using our electricity, our airplanes, our air conditioning, our televisions, microwaves, and telephones.
And
So
medical advancements.
So you need to turn that shit off now. We're going to need those microchips back out of your computer, you little dumbass. I'm sick of these people, man.
And
sick of them.
They don't have any intellect to connect the dots. It's like they just go right with whatever their emotions pull them.
But look, he's sitting there, he said, you can't have our tomatoes or our potatoes. And he thinks he's doing something intelligent.
Hey, folks, I'm drinking out of my famous cups. You can find them at the Branco Cartoons store if you want a cup like this. Yeah.
Yeah, get a couple of the cups.
Get a whole set. I mean, your liberal friends will love them. So, anyway, you got another video.
Yeah, we got another. And with this one, today in the press conference with Caroline Levitt, it was funny. This CBS News, apparently he's like been in the business for 20 years, Ed O'Keefe. He's one of those who never quite makes it. Yeah. He's always one of those guys in the background. And he asked the biggest dumbass question.
Yeah.
And y'all may have heard it, but yeah.
Here we go.
And then yesterday in his statement about Jesse Jackson, the president said, despite the fact that I'm falsely and consistently called a racist by the scoundrels and lunatics on the radical left, Democrats all, it was always my pleasure to help Jesse along the way. Where or when does the president believe he's been falsely called racist?
You're kidding, right? I will pull you plethora of examples. I'm going to get my team in that room to start going through the internet of radical Democrats throughout the years, Ed, who have accused this president falsely of being a racist. And I'm sure there's many people in this room and on network television across the country who have accused him of the same. In fact, I know that because I've seen it with my own eyes.
You know, that is, and then immediately everybody started putting up the examples, but one of the examples was him. He had a tweet about Trump's racist tweets. And then these guys, this is a reporter, a journalist. Journalist,
yeah.
Oh, but today, Trump had, they did have that celebration, the Black History Month celebration in the White House.
Right.
And Trump had this, and this is a great moment. He had this grandmother, and she came up, and her grandson got killed in a drive-by shooting or something like that. and she's been on a mission. She's from Washington D.C. But anyway, it's ready to go. It was a good moment in the White House.
All right. Whoops.
And then we need National Guard, and which we did years ago. He brought it on. I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off of him. And Grandma said it.
Grandma done said it.
Back up off him. Amen, sister. Whoa, she got the crowd going.
Wow. That's pretty good. When is she running for office? Felicia, when are you running for office, please? You have my endorsement. You have my endorsement, Felicia.
Oh, man, that was so
beautiful.
cool.
Did you want to do the Paul Harvey one before we close?
No, we'll save that for another time.
Yeah.
I got a new episode to get out. When I leave here, I got to get back to work.
All right.
And
well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending another exciting episode of Branco and Gorman, Cartoons Etc. We really appreciate you being here. I'll go over some of the comments that I missed earlier, and on the StreamYard, we'll show some of the comments that are on there right now as the music's playing. So have a good week, and we'll see you next Wednesday, hopefully, unless Joe Dan plays hooky.
no, I should have played hooky tonight so I could keep working, but okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, God bless
Well, thank
you guys, and don't get sucked into the noise. And we got a performance now from a band that was. We did a little survey, and I was surprised at how many people requested this. So.
Mm-hmm.
And enjoy this little trio from Canada, America's coldest national park.
All right. See you guys later. Thanks for being
God
here.
bless. God bless.
God bless for sure.
It's a great pleasure for us to play for you all here today. Thanks for coming to our hometown. We appreciate the support of this great city. of the prophets were written on the studio wall. Hey! A concert